guys, welcome back to my read-along channel. Welcome to February. This is recording one of the two that I am trying to do every month. We are reading Cookie by Jaqueline Wilson, and as you guys know, this is a childhood / teenage classic. Anything Jaqueline Wilson was my jam. Today we're going to read chapter 3. This is all Jaqueline Wilson's own work, just reading it for entertainment and pleasure. So without further ado guys, let's get going. Chapter 3. I curled up in my bedroom, clutching PJ like a big baby. I smelled a steak grilling. I didn't like meat much. It always made me think of the poor dead animal, but my mouth watered even so. It didn't look as if I was going to get any tea. I sucked my thumb mournfully and then prowled around my bedroom looking for something, anything, to eat. I opened up my lunchbox. I'd finished my egg sandwiches and carrot sticks and crisps and muesli bar, an apple and orange juice. I put my head right inside the plastic box, licking the crumbs. I sucked the last drop of juice from the carton and crunched up the brown apple core. I found half a polling mint at the bottom of my school bag and gobbled that down in a flash. The only other remotely edible object in the room was the little chocolate chicken Mum had given me at Easter. I liked it so much. I said I was never going to eat it. I was going to keep it as an ornament. That was months ago. I'd not been the slightest bit tempted up till now. I'd reached out, undid the yellow ribbon, and pulled the little brown chicken out of its cellophane wrapping paper. I held my hands and made it go cluck, cluck, cluck in an anxious fashion. "It's okay, little chicken. No need to be scared," I whispered. "I'm not going to eat you. I just want to look at you. Or maybe I'll have just one weeny lick." I stuck out my tongue and ran it along the chicken's glossy black back. Soft, milky chocolate glided over my taste buds. My mouth watered so that I drooled all over the little chicken. Then my teeth bit. I beheaded it, chomping the chocolate and swallowing it in seconds. The chicken looked awful now. Its hollow innards were exposed. I ate the rest of it as quickly as I could, until the only sign of the chocolate chicken had existed was the empty cellophane wrapping paper and the brown smears on my fingers. I wished I hadn't eaten it now. I'd golloped it down so rapidly I hadn't really tasted it. It had taken the edge off my hunger, but now I felt sick. I wondered what would happen if I was sick. I'd once not made it into the bathroom in time, and I'd thrown up on the carpet, and Dad had been so cross. I needed to distract myself quickly. I got out of my school books and did my sums quickly, finishing all of them in 20 minutes, even though they were quite difficult problems. I started doodling in my rough book, making up my own problem. Dad is a good man because A, he loves us, B, he's given us a beautiful home, and C, he works very hard for us. Dad is a bad man because A, he gets so cross, B, he orders us around, C, he's a great big bully. So is Dad a good man or a bad man? I had no idea how to find the answer. I flipped over the page and started trying to draw the chocolate chicken from memory. I coloured it in with my crayons, feeling guiltier than ever. I did it very carefully, not going over my lines, even leaving little white spaces in the brown to give the illusion of glossy chocolate sheen. I printed, "Dear Sam and Lily, this is my pet chicken," neatly at the top of the page. I didn't give her some tea. She was my tea. A little later, Mum came into my room carrying a tray. "Dinner is served, madame," she said, making a little curtsy, pretending to be a maid. She gave me a jaunty smile, but her eyes were red. "Oh, Mum," I said, "have you been crying?" I'm fine, she said quickly. Come on, pet, eat your supper." She'd made me a tuna and sweet corn sandwich with a few oven chips and a little tomato salad. She cut the crusts off the sandwich and arranged the oven chips like a flower, and cut the tomatoes into zigzag shapes, trying to make it all look special. I wanted to wolf it down appreciatively, but I still felt a little sick. Maybe it was eating all the chocolate chicken. "I'm not sure I can eat it all, Mum," I said. "Never mind, I still have a little nosh, shall I?" said Mum. "Oh, chips, yummy, yummy." "In my tummy," I said automatically. "Mum, is Dad still mad?" "He's okay now. He's just nipped out to the office to check on something." She paused. "This new Water Meadows deal means a lot to him, Beauty. Maybe that's why he's so tetchy at the moment." Mum's voice sounded odd, like he was reading aloud. She wasn't looking me in the eye. "That's rubbish, Mum," I said. I nestled up close to her. "I'm sorry you got shouted at when it was my fault, getting him all worked up about the rabbit. He was so angry I thought he was going to whack me one." "Your dad would never ever hit you, sweetheart." said your mum. You're his little beauty. She put her arms round me, knocking my glass orange juice over. Oh no, I'm so clumsy. We'll have to change the sheets, otherwise it will look like you've wet the bed, said Mum, trying to joke again. Her smile was stretched so tight it looked as if her face might split in two. I'm so sorry, Mum, I said, starting to cry. There now, pet, said Mum, rescuing my crayons and drawing a pad from my damp bed. Oh, what a lovely chicken. I ate it, Mum, I confessed. The real chocolate chicken, I ate it. It's all gone. Even if it's a little chocolate beak and claws, said Mum. Well, good for you. You had wait long enough for your tea. She shook her head at the picture. You're so good at art, love. Can I keep it? We could frame it and hang it up in the kitchen. Well, I did it for Sam. You're supposed to send your pictures to the programme and they show the best ones on telly. But I think I'm a bit too old to send my picture in. It's supposed to be a programme for very little kids. Don't ever tell anyone I watch it, Mum. As if I would. It's a lovely programme. I like it. So maybe it's a programme for little kids and little mums. I like that, Sam. So do I. And Lily. I sighed. Oh, beauty. I wish you could have your own rabbit. I'd give you anything to change your dad's mind. But there's no way he'll let you have any kinds of pet, darling. I put my head on my knees. I hate him, I muttered. No, you don't. He's your dad and he loves you very much. Not, I said. If he really loved us, he wouldn't get mad and he wouldn't shout at us and he'd let me have a rabbit. He doesn't often shout, said Mum. It's just when he's really stressed out. He can't seem to help it. He doesn't always mean it. And I'm sure he feels sorry afterwards. Yeah, like I'm sorry dilly my mouth opens and all these awful words I swear and say dreadful things, but I can't help it. Has he ever said something like that, Mum? Has he ever even apologised? Don't, Mum smoothed my straggly hair, tucking it behind my ears. Maybe I'll ask Dad to get me boxing gloves for my birthday and then he'll bash him one if he shouts at us, I said. Ha ha, said Mum. How about eating one nibble of triangle of tuna sandwich, eh? Just a nibble. I tried a tiny bite and then another, and then suddenly I was starving, hungry, unable to tuck into my tea. Mum had a triangle of tuna sandwich too, and we shared out the chips. Mum? Yes, love? Sometimes I wish it was just you and me. Shh! Mum looked anxiously over her shoulder, even though we knew Dad was at the Happy Homes office the other side of town. When we'd finished our tea, we got ready for bed and stayed in my room and we read stories together. Mum's mum, my Nana, never read her stories at all, so it's fun for Mum reading them for the first time with me. We used to read lots of stories about fairies and then another series about a princess. Mum had just bought me a new princess book. Oh dear, it's not the same series. I've made a mistake. Typical me. It looks a bit queer and old-fashioned. It's probably boring. We don't have to read it if you don't want to, said Mum. I think it looks good, I said. Look, I'll start it off, okay? We put the tray on the floor and Mum squashed in beside me. I started reading about this little girl, Sarah Crewe. I was interested that it said right in the first paragraph that she was odd-looking. Later on, she said she was one of the ugliest children she'd ever seen. I'd especially liked that plot. Mum liked the bit where Sarah's father buys her a whole new set of clothes and then another elaborate set for Sarah's new doll, Emily. Mum took her turn reading while I drew lots of velvet dresses and hats with feathers and fur coats and muffs and old-fashioned lace-trimmed underwear, a long row for Sarah and a little row underneath for Emily. We got so absorbed we jumped violently when we heard the car drew up outside. Oh lordy, that's Dad back. Quick, chuck your crayons on the floor and settle down to sleep, pet, okay? Mum gave me a quick kiss, kicked my tray under the bed, switched off my light and rushed out of the room. I lay still. We'd forgotten to change my orange juicy sheet and it felt uncomfortably damp and sticky. I'd listened out for shouting. I could hear Dad talking, but I couldn't make up what he was saying. Then I heard pad, pad, pad as he came up the stairs in his socks. My heart started thudding. I shut my eyes tight and I tried to breathe deeply, as if I was asleep. I heard my doors creak open. Beauty, Dad whispered. I tried not to twitch. I breathed in and out, in and out, in and out. Beauty, said Dad, very near me now. His head was so close, I could feel his breath on me. I think you're awake, said Dad. I'm sure I saw your light on when I drove up. Eyes shut, keep breathing, don't flinch. Oh well, never mind. You're a very naughty girl, plaguing your dad about pets, especially when I've got a lot on my mind at the moment. No wonder I get cross. But remember this, sweetheart, your daddy loves you. You're his special beauty. His voice thickened, as if he was about to cry. He gave me a kiss on my cheek, and he stayed bent over me for a few seconds. I think he was hoping I'd put my arms round his neck. I kept them stiffly by my sides, and my fists clenched. He sighed and then went out of my room, pulling the door to behind him. I still didn't dare move, just in case he poked his head back in and caught me fidgeting. I stayed in exactly the same position, cramped and uncomfortable, until I heard the television downstairs. Then I dared stretched out. My arms and legs throbbed. I breathed out so deeply my nostrils quivered. My insides still hurt, though, as if someone had taken my long wiggly intestines and tied knots up and down them, like a string of sausages. I clasped PJ against my sore tummy, and eventually I went to sleep. And that is the end of chapter 3, guys. So I'm really sorry about the beginning. I forgot to mention that chapter 3 starts on page 29. And technically, it ends on page 37, but the new chapter 4 is on page 39. So I will put from page 29 to 39, but just for your information, there's like a picture page before the new chapter. So without further ado, guys, thank you so much again for listening to me waffle on and read a story to you guys. Again, I really like doing these, and it's nice to even them out a little bit more this year, because it can get quite a lot when you're so busy with life, but just a little moment away, and it's really nice to read a little book and read it out loud, and yeah, just pop it on YouTube. So thank you again for listening. Until the next time, guys, goodbye.